It's Christmas in July. I got this thing 7 months ago and I haven't opened it yet. So let's check it out.
This is pretty much the worst video ever made.
Napoleon, like anyone can even know that.
Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. Well, I've got this welding machine that a very good friend of mine gave me for Christmas, and I set it aside and I never opened it. Bad friend, but I do have a welder. I don't weld that much in my shop, but this thing I can see it being pretty handy. But we're gonna open it up. Sorry about the bad lighting in here because I'm facing into the sun. We're gonna open it up and see what's all in there, and we'll do a little test welding with it and see if I think that it'd be something that you should buy. Well, as I said, my friend got me this for Christmas. I wasn't expecting anything from him, and it was really nice that he got it for me. I have a, well, let's take a look at the welder that I do have here, buried under all my stuff. I don't even really know what it is. It's a Hobart 140 wire welder. I had an arc welder before and upgraded to that. I don't weld very much. I am not a very good welder. I know how to weld, but I wouldn't trust my welds for anything that you're going to trust your life on. I can weld some brackets on and put a few things back together, but this thing seems like it could be handy if you are in the same situation as me. You're not a person who welds often. You just maybe need to put a bracket back onto something. So let's open it up and see what this all comes with. An unboxing, as it were. Well, I'm already liking this. It has a little case, so that's great. These things are on Amazon, maybe eBay as well, anywhere between $40 and $100. So it's not expensive. Okay, all right, we get some pretty high-tech looking gloves. A wire brush with about what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of bristles. I don't know what that is. We'll figure it out. The welder unit itself here, it's not very heavy. It's lighter than I thought it would be. Grounding cable, and it is regular 110, 115, 120. And oh, this ought to be nice. This is a welding mask. Oh, I bet that's what this is. The handle for the welding mask. This is better than nothing, but just barely. And it does come with some welding rods. And a manual that most people won't read. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I was expecting this thing to weigh a bit more, but we can adjust our amperage here probably. 20 to 120. Yeah, 120 amps, I'm guessing is what they're saying it is. Yep, 20 to 120 amps. Okay. All right, I'm going to put everything together and I'll bring you right back. Theoretically, we're all set up for welding right now. I just got to plug it in. Interesting connection here for the electrode. It's just got a thumb screw. Kind of thought that would have been like a spring connection. This, I mean, it's a welding hood and it's portable, so that's kind of nice. I actually have a decent welding hood that I probably will use rather than this, but it's there. And I think it said it came with 20 electrodes. Where did I put those? So they're buried under here maybe. And these are, it says J422 on them, which I don't know what that is. I'm used to like a 4-digit number, like a 6018 or a 70 whatever. I don't remember all those. So if you're a welder, don't get at me. I don't do this very often, and I'm not a great welder. I just know the basics of how to weld. So I am going to dig through some scrap metal here and get a couple pieces, and we'll see if we can put them together using this little portable welder. I found this piece of angle iron that I had cut for some reason. I think that's exactly where it was cut, so I just clamped it back together. I have the ground cable on. We're plugged in over here, ready to go. When you turn this thing on, it's got a little fan that's running in it. I adjusted it down to 70. Let's go about a little bit lower than 70 here just to see. I don't know what size welding rod this is, but it's fairly beefy. For this, I mean. Maybe it's a 3/32 rod, I don't know. But I'll get the camera set up. I'm going to use the supplied mask and the supplied gloves, and we'll see if we can't weld this thing back into one piece. Okay, these gloves are pretty terrible. I think they're right and left in the same one, but hey, it's better than no gloves. And I've never used a handheld face shield like this before. Let's give her a shot here. Squeeze the trigger. Oh yeah, you can't feel nothing with these gloves. Definitely doesn't want to start an arc very good. I'm going to bump up the amperage a little bit. See what we get. I get nothing. More power. Max power. Oh, got something there. Boy. Okay, I'm going to ditch the glove holding the unit because I cannot even feel it. Boy, I can't even get this thing to strike an arc. There we go. Okay, we got something. Looks like a pile of dog turds. We'll try to get this side now. really hard for me to hold this thing steady. Yeah, and I welded terribly. Okay. That one looks worse than the other one. I probably should turn the heat down on that thing. Definitely have too much amperage. Yuck. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over and we'll see what the other side of this thing looks like. See if we got any penetration. Well, looks like some penetration on that side, not very much on that side. Okay, I'm gonna let it cool off a bit. We'll knock the slag off of it and see how awful my welds look. I am not a welder, I told you. Yeah, that looks terrible. Didn't even get around the corner there, and this side looks way worse. What I can do now is I can go mount it up in the vise and we can hit it with a hammer and see if these awful welds are gonna hold. Yeah, this is not your Instagram weld, that's for dang sure. But I think with a little bit of practice, like anything, I know how to weld, I just don't do it very often. The more you do it, the more proficient you will become. And I never really had any real lessons. I grew up on a farm. This is the kind of welder that we use the majority of the time, because with a arc welder, you can weld through dirt and rust and hog manure and all that, and that's usually what we're doing. I didn't clean or prep any of this. So if you clean it and you prep it, that sort of stuff, you're going to get a better weld. And also some of the reviews that I have seen for these welders, the electrodes that come with this thing, they work, but they are not the best. So buying better electrodes is probably a good idea. So let's get it mounted up over here into the vise. We'll hit it with a hammer a couple times. If it holds, at least that's something, I guess. I could definitely go ahead and weld the other side of this thing, and this would probably hold even with my terrible welding skills. And you know, I'm not going to blame the machinery, the equipment. I'm just not a person who welds often enough to be proficient at it. The equipment and all that may not be good, but I cannot blame it. So like I said, I could weld the other side of this and it would probably hold just fine. But in a lot of places where you might use a welder, you're not going to have access to both sides. So this will be a test. Terrible welding with the equipment that we have. All right, so my vise is on a swivel here, so it's just moving the vise. Let me tighten the swivel head up a bit more. And we'll keep beating on it. It's just bending the metal. So even with terrible weld, it's holding. There you go. I was beating on that thing pretty good. And ugly weld. If you can't weld good, weld more. Or a grinder and paint, make me the welder I ain't. We've all heard the sayings. But you can see through it a little bit. So taking a little bit more time, a little bit of practice with this thing, you could probably do okay. And better welding rods, probably do okay. Now it comes down to what would you want to buy something like this for? Well, you get this whole setup. Like I said, I've seen them as low as about $40 up to $100. I imagine they're all very similar. But you get a welder, welding rods, gloves, and a welding helmet with this, all in a little portable case. So I could see throwing this in my camper, taking this with me camping, because it doesn't take up a lot of space. If, say, a leaf spring shackle breaks on my camper. Would I trust this to hold it? Maybe. With some practice, some better welding rods, clean up the area, weld it, take your time. You can save your camper and get it out of there, or fix something. I mean, riding the motorcycles, most of the stuff on here is aluminum, but looking at an older bike like this, let's say a foot peg bracket breaks off, you could weld that on there, or, you know, small repairs, things like that. If you just want to learn how to weld, this is probably not the best way to learn, but for $40, $50, $60, you can get your foot in the door. You could weld tabs onto a roll bar, let's say, to put lights on it, something like that. Would I want to weld seat brackets in with this? Probably not. Maybe someone who's a good welder with better welding rods. I'm not saying that these are bad. Trust me, I'm not saying that because my skills are not good, but I'm betting that better welding rods will improve the quality on this thing. You know, you can do a lot of little home projects, fix a couple little broken things around the house. You know, if your glider rocker outside breaks, you can maybe fix it, something like that. I don't know. Just trying to come up with some ideas where this thing could be useful. It's very portable. I could see if I had to do a welding job on site somewhere, I could bring a small generator which would run this. And it's super easy to take anywhere, so that's pretty nice. I don't know, maybe people in the comments can say where you would use something like this. So if you want to become a welder or have a welder, I'd say it's probably worth picking one of these up. But if you want to become a good welder, it's probably better to get a good system. This will get you out of a pinch though. You could order it on Amazon and have it in a day or two. My son and I had a situation where this could have saved us. You know, he needed to weld a trailer, and this would have worked just fine for what we were doing. It wasn't anything super structural, just enough to put some tabs on it, whatever. So that would have worked fine. But if you get one for around $50, it's nice to have. If you want to become a very good welder, probably not, but maybe, I don't know. I am going to play around with it some more whenever something comes up or I get some more scrap metal around here. I'm going to continue playing with it. Maybe I'll even invest in buying some little bit better welding rods and see what happens with it. But there you go. My Christmas present finally opened up in the middle of July, which is when I'm filming this video. So if you're watching it another time, maybe you're watching it at Christmas, then Merry Christmas to you. Otherwise, if you're liking my content, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider doing so. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.